Hey guys, Selen here. This is a second video I'm doing today, but because the other one was about the whole Ravenwood Academy game that's coming. But I'd like to talk about a little bit about future of Wizard101 for me. My Wizard101 future and what I'm going to be trying to do with my channel for Wizard101 content as well as variety. Obviously, there's going to be more variety content rather than just Wizard101 content for the obvious reasons. You know, there's a lot more that I can do in the game than just, sit down and play the game. But the big question is Wizard101 going to become more of a full-time job rather than a part-time little stint that I can just get on, play a little bit? Unfortunately, nowadays, it seems like you need to spend more time on Wiz to get the results that you want, especially on your characters that you might need some help leveling up. Which, obviously it's okay, but it's usually not that fun when it comes to it. But over time, it does get a little, I wouldn't say it gets easier, but it does get more manageable once you learn the different strategies and such. But the problem that I have with playing Wiz, obviously the Wizard101 Burnout video I made talked a lot about, overdoing it and just overall just stressing yourself when you're playing the game. And really, as you continue to grind more and more, at times it might seem impossible for you to get that one piece of gear that you need, but nowadays I think it's a little bit easier now with the pity system on the boss fights and such, especially when you go to the one thing that the one place, the more recent world, I'm forgetting it off the top of my head, Wallaroo. Wallaroo does have a pity system where you can get, where after a while you do get these lower tier gear pieces that you can then use, then you can craft to get even better pieces, which of course is very helpful. But another thing that I want to talk about is the use of raids, because PvP, especially at high level 170 PvP, you need to have raid gear. Raid gear is super important at that higher level PvP just because of how good the stats are and Shadow Pip chance. Dark Surge is an OP spell and one of the most meta spells that you could have in your spell deck. It's saying that time and time again that the meta changes, but Rochambeau has changed a lot about school identity as a whole as well, and school identity does play a huge part in PvP. Because there's a different system of how PvP is played nowadays, deciding on which school beats which. And that really changes how you play at times, especially, late game content does get a little bit more trickier when you insert the advanced combat parts of it, meaning you have to rely on these, arc mastery with your school spells and such, with school pips. That's one of the things, because, and to get that gear, you need to be, in that top half of the game, and you need to be actively going after raids and raid gear almost as much as possible. And, as content continues to expand and grow, there's going to be more raids, there's going to be new gear pieces, there's going to be new spellement and spellement trees, and it's just going to get a lot more changed as it continues to develop more and more. So my question to myself now is, am I willing to put in a lot more work in my Wizard101 characters to get the results I want? And, obviously, yes, that's what I want to do. But the big problem is then how much time is enough time to put into the game on a day. Can't just be 1 to 2 hours. It has to be more like 4, 5, 6, 7. That's almost like a work day. Which is, unfortunately, a fact of Wizard101 that you can't deny, especially at higher level content. So, you know, as you continue to play the game, you do need to put in more work, but it's more satisfying at the higher levels when you have reached those certain milestones of your character, unlocking certain gear pieces and such. Either way, I covered what I wanted to say, and you know, I will be continuing to post out content more often than not nowadays because I do need to start getting back into uploading. Besides that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Always strive to bring out the best of yourself, and always enjoy playing Wiz and the games that you love. See you guys.